What is up, guys? Welcome to the 35th episode of the Trackside Girls podcast, season 2. Nope, flip it around. There you go.
I was close. I haven't done that in a while, that's why.
But we are going to run through this really quickly because we have some guests joining us a little later. But as always, NASCAR first. It was all three series this weekend, or this past weekend, at Homestead, Miami.
Oy.
So let's jump into the truck series. Lane Riggs, Tanner Gray, Matt Mills started in the rear for unapproved adjustments. Lane Riggs was actually found to be 4 pounds light on Saturday morning and had to add weight to the truck. In practice, Tanner Gray made contact with the wall and did not make a qualifying lap. But it was Corey Heim to get pole in Miami, with Taylor Gray on the outside. Corey Heim wins stage 1, and he is still leading on that restart with Taylor Gray on the outside once again. And it's green all the way until stage 2 with Grant Enfinger winning stage 2. All of the playoff drivers except Tyler Ankrum and Nick Sanchez score stage points. On the restart, Grant Enfinger outside and Taylor Gray inside. The first caution for cause is on lap 76. Connor Jones deliberately wrecks Matt Mills. Sends him into the wall between turns 3 and 4. He actually ends up having to go to the hospital to be further evaluated. They hold Connor Jones for 2 laps for reckless driving. But luckily, Matt Mills is okay. He did post an update. Was that, I believe, today, the day that we're filming this Monday?
You posted it today, yeah.
But on the next restart, it was Corey Heim to lead, Christian Eckes on the outside. They go through green flag pit stops, and both Lane Riggs and Nick Sanchez run out of fuel on the backstretch, causing Grant Enfinger to win. He wins in Miami. This makes like 3 or no, sorry, I'm thinking Lane Riggs, just kidding. But didn't Grant get kicked out of the playoffs a couple weeks ago?
No, he's in the I think he's in the championship.
Grant?
I thought, he got in and then Ben was
He
out.
went,
That's what it was.
he went back-to-back races, he won.
Oh.
So he advanced compared to last year where he didn't advance to the playoff 4 and Ben did. Because last year it was Ben and Grant fighting for the championship 4. Grant was out, and then this year it was the same way, and then Grant ended up winning.
That's what it was. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
All right, on to the Xfinity Series. Anthony Alfredo, Jeremy Clements, SVG to the rear for unapproved adjustments. Matt DiBenedetto fails inspection and also had to do a lap 1 pass-through and did not get to qualify. Thomas still do not know how to say his last name. Spun in practice. But it was Chandler Smith to get the pole with Sheldon Creed on the inside. Austin Hill ends up winning stage 1. After the stage, Austin Hill still leading with Eric Almirola on the outside. The first caution for cause is lap 87. Nick Leitz spinning from 26th, bringing out the caution. Austin Hill still leading, Cole Custer on the outside this time. Josh Williams loses a tire from 14th, makes contact with Ryan Truex running 13th, bringing out a caution on lap 122. Austin Hill still in the lead with teammate Jesse Love on the outside. William Sawalich gets loose from 14th, trying to pass Brandon Jones, gets into the wall, and comes to pit road. But I do believe they stay green. And yeah, it's Austin Hill to get the win in Miami and advances to the championship 4 for the first time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Puke. Sorry, it had to be said.
Now, for
I'm not
yeah, for it's fairly. I feel like it's fairly well known that there's a couple of us in this group that are not big fans of Austin Hill. We're fans of his teammate. Woo, Jesse Love. But
we
like,
love it. We do not like Austin. Dude, I have so much beef with Austin just because of Riley and Cole. Literally. That's literally what it stems from, is Riley and Cole.
but so for the Cup race, we were not very happy with this ending, so let's get through this as quickly as possible. Chris Buescher and Joey Logano to the rear for unapproved adjustments. Joey dealt with a power steering issue in practice, and Christopher Bell had to pit for a right front tire issue. But it was Tyler Reddick to get pole, with Kyle Larson on the outside. Justin Haley spins in turn 1 after his best start of the year, after coming down on Ricky Stenhouse and several other cars. In the back gets stacked up, and Harrison Burton gets some damage from the wall. Kyle Larson on lap 47 gets into the wall from second after a flat right rear. Kyle Busch leading the field back to green with Joey Logano on the inside. But it is Tyler Reddick to win stage 1 with his teammate Bubba Wallace right behind him. Ryan Blaney leads the field back to green after the stage with Bubba Wallace on the outside. But it is Denny Hamlin to win stage 2. All top 6 are all playoff drivers. Chase Elliott leading the field back to green from the inside with Christopher Bell on the outside. Lap 187, Justin Haley spins in turn 3 after contact from Ty Gibbs, bringing out the caution. Ty Gibbs says that he has no 4th gear. Ryan Blaney has the lead on this restart, Chase Elliott on the inside. Kyle Larson spins from second in a 3-wide situation with leader Ryan Blaney and lap car Austin Dillon. After this restart, Tyler Reddick has the lead with Ryan Blaney on the inside. And Ryan has the lead down to turn 4 on the final lap. And then it literally just looks like Ryan just let him go. That's the way that it looked. Like, I've seen so many people argue that that's, oh my god, that's racing. That was a fantastic move. And I'm like, you might be right. You might actually be right that that's probably what happened, because I don't know really how this track drives. But it looked like Ryan just let him go.
It did,
and it
but then
infuriates me.
I've seen other people also be like, well, Blaney ran out of fuel, and I'm like,
what?
Yeah, people said that. They're like, well, maybe he ran out of fuel, and I'm like, no, I'm like, it legitimately looked like Blaney moved away so Tyler Reddick could pass him.
Like, also, the Fords are the best on fuel mileage.
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know.
I would have ran out of fuel before Blaney did.
Exactly.
I don't know what happened, but I'm really sad, which just now that means that Blaney has to go drive his little butt off for Martinsville if he wants to be in the playoffs.
I mean,
because
he's won this race before.
I know.
It was great racing. It's probably one of the best races.
It was a good fight, but that last lap, like, infuriated me.
I think it infuriated a lot of people. Let's be completely real, because a lot of people were like, "What are you doing?"
I've seen people have like mixed opinions about wanting to bring the championship back to Homestead.
I heard about that too. I don't
I've
know.
And
seen
I think they're trying to. They're trying to get the fundings or something, like bring it back in 2026.
Maybe. Who knows?
But I've seen people have mixed opinions about it. I mean, it was great racing.
It's yeah, just an unfortunate last lap.
Not gonna lie, I really didn't see a whole lot of the race because I was putting together my mom's birthday present for her. And I didn't realize it was the last stage until I saw Tyler Reddick won, and I'm like, it's over?
I was watching both the Grand Prix and the NASCAR race at the same time. They literally ended at the same time.
That's
Like,
actually kind of convenient.
yeah. But we're gonna get into the Mexican Grand Prix. Um, so free practice one. They're so all teams have to have each of their cars be ran by a quote unquote rookie, um, like a one of their reserve drivers or development drivers. Um, each car has to be ran by one of those drivers in a free practice one session. I want to say twice throughout the season. So there was a couple of those drivers in this session. Pato Award, Ollie Behrman, Felipe Drugovich, Robert Schwartzman, Kimi Antonelli, I believe were the five for this session. The biggest thing about the session was Alex Albon crashing due to Ollie Behrman's placement on track. Alex just was kind of caught out of where he stopped on the track before the turn to let Alex go past him, and Alex wasn't expecting him to stop in that place, so he kind of clipped him and sent Alex into the wall. So they had to bring out a red flag for that. But it was George Russell fastest with Carlos Sainz P2 and Yuki Tsunoda P3. For FP2, there was another crash. It was, I want to say, yes, George Russell hit the barriers in turn 9 after too much curb in turn 8, bringing out the red flag. So far, both sessions have had crashes and red flags. But it was Carlos Sainz fastest, Oscar Piastri second, and again Yuki Tsunoda P3. As for free practice 3, I want to say this one was very calm. It was a lot calmer than the previous day. But it was Oscar Piastri P1, Lando Norris P2, and Carlos Sainz P3. As for qualifying, let's see, out in Q1, Zhou Guanyu, Esteban Ocon, Sergio Perez, Oscar Piastri, and Franco Colapinto. Out in Q2, Valtteri Bottas, Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Liam Lawson, and Yuki Tsunoda. Again, both Haas making a Q3. But it was Carlos Sainz to get pole, Max Verstappen second, and Lando Norris third. So the race. So we had a lap 1 crash. Yuki Tsunoda into the barriers. Off. He clipped Alex Albon because Pierre Gasly moved outward and didn't know that they were 3 wide. So it forced Alex outward and so into Yuki Tsunoda. So the safety car lasted, I want to say, 6 laps. So Checo Perez actually got a 5-second penalty because he was ahead of his grid box on the start. And Max actually got 20 seconds total due to forcing a competitor off track as well as gaining an advantage off track. Both of these against Lando Norris. As you may know, they are the two that are fighting for the championship. But also, Alonso was retired on lap 16 as well. But Charles Leclerc got fastest lap. And driver of the day was Carlos Sainz because, well, he won. He won the Mexican Grand Prix. Apparently he was called the King of Mexico, which is kind of ironic because, yes, he speaks Spanish, but he's from Spain. not Mexico. So that was kind of funny on the weekend. But Lando Norris snagged a P2, so he gained some points on Max Verstappen in the championship, but it was Charles Leclerc to be P3 on the podium. Max coming in at 6th.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. All right. Let's get into our what's in the group chat.
Oh, what's in the group chat?
Not sure if we mentioned it or not, but Frankie Muniz is going to be full-time next season in the Truck Series with Rayoon Brothers Racing in the 33 truck, meaning he is taking over Lawless Allen's truck. So that means, where is Lawless Allen going? Who knows? Again, there are more stuff with the charter agreement / lawsuit. Information comes out about that like almost every day. So if you guys want to go read more into that. Brent Holmes Racing has shut down its Craftsman Truck Series program effective immediately. Man, that's so sad. He runs his own race team. That's unfortunate. But he's hoping to find opportunities in the Truck Series for next season. Justin Allgaier has signed a contract extension through 2026 and will remain at Junior Motorsports, and Brandt will continue to be his sponsor.
Yeah.
Jeremy Bullins is no longer crew chief at Wood Brothers Racing. Lead engineer Grant Hutchins is now interim crew chief for Harrison Burton, and he has filled in for crew chief in the past, but it is still to be determined on who will crew chief Josh Berry in 2025. In Indy, something with IndyCar, and I don't know if this is specifically IndyCar or what, but it was a Taylor Swift fan page that posted this, but they were
IndyCar actually tweeting it too.
Okay, so it is with in part with them. So there is an IndyCar welcoming the Eras Tour with a brand new race car And I think it's number 13, because that's Taylor Swift's number, if you're not aware. And they also created 11 helmets representing each Taylor Swift era.
Let's go. Not gonna lie, the Taylor Swift fan in me freaked out about that. I got very excited.
But, so after the race this past weekend, with Lane Riggs being underweight, NASCAR confiscated the steering wheel and then made them go back through weights again. So there could be additional penalties. So who knows? Chandler Smith is still, sorry, reading that quote, is still unsure of what he will be doing next year. This quote, it kind of made me chuckle. I don't have a ride for next year. That's not the part that made me chuckle. This is the part. I could be working for my dad's construction business. I mean, I guess it's a solid plan if you really needed to.
I mean, I vote just go work for your dad's construction, but that's just me. But he's also not very nice to me, so.
Marco Andretti is going to be driving the 25 for Venturini Motorsports at Phoenix for the ARCA Menards Series West finale. And they have a really sick paint scheme, actually. I want to say it's some type of, I can't remember the exact name of it, but they're a florist. And so they have like vines and roses. It's a pretty sick paint scheme. So, like before, when we had guests on, I'm gonna do like a little intro, but I'm tell you a little bit about our guests that we're supposed to have on. They're fairly close. I would say they're at least two of them have known each other for a while. And then the one of them and then the third guest are fairly close friends. But Dawson Cram, Myatt Snider, and Brad Perez are going to be joining us. Dawson Cram from San Diego, California, which actually I didn't know he was from California. I thought he was from here. He is 23 years old. He has 13 wins in Bandoleros. He has raced legend cars, super trucks, late models. Has one start in the ARCA Menards Series, finished 11th in 2020. Has a best finish of 13th in 2019 in the NASCAR Truck Series with Rayon Brothers Racing at Martinsville. And a best finish of 19th in 2023 with SS Greenlight in the Xfinity Series at Phoenix, which he is very active within the race shop as well, not just as a driver. So normally whenever he's not driving, you'll see him a lot of times at the track as well, just so he can be in on the action when he's not in the car. Myatt Snider from Charlotte, North Carolina, is 29 years old, which that kind of baffled the three of us. We did not realize Myatt was 29. I thought he was 25 at the most. But he had 9 starts in the ARCA Menards Series, 1 win in Toledo in 2016, and got pole at Michigan and has 2 top 5s. In the trucks, he finished 9th in points in 2018 and also got Trucks Rookie of the Year that year. He has 2 finishes of 2nd in the Whelen Euro Series. And won the pole in his debut at Daytona in the Xfinity Series, and he has 1 win in 2021 at Homestead Miami Speedway. He has also competed in the Michelin Pilot Challenge at Sebring in 2021. When Myatt is out of the car, you will see him around with the NBC crew. His dad is Marty Snider, who does all the pit reporting for NBC during the races. So you'll see him following behind, helping out with them. As for Brad Perez from Hollywood, Florida, he is 27 years old. He started racing karts at the age of 18, then moved into SCCA Spec Miatas. Started working in NASCAR in 2019. He has raced legend cars and occasionally crew chiefs. I think he has like one race that he has been a crew chief for. And his best finish in the ARCA Menard Series is 9th at Mid-Ohio this year. His best finish in the Truck Series is 20th at COTA with Ram Brothers Racing in 2022. And his best finish of 18th at Circuit of the Americas with Alpha Prime this season. So, we shall welcome our guests in. Okay.
Okay, let's get this show on the road.
All right. Let's start off with how you guys got into racing and when did you start? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I started when I was 5. Everyone in my family raced, including both my grandpas, my mom, all my uncles, and my dad. And my dad crew chiefed in NASCAR, and then he was crew chief in a K&N car, and the driver told him he should put me in a race car because he started when he was really young. So they put me in a little car when I was 5. I hated it. I bawled my eyes out and said I didn't want to do it. So they put my sister in the race car, and then that made me really mad. So then I've never gone out of a race car again in my life. But yeah, so then I raced from when I was 5 all the way till now. I've never stopped.
Wait, did they put Savannah in the car?
Ashley.
Oh.
So all of us raced, me and both my sisters. Savannah was bad. She would just hold it wide open and just run into things. And Ashley was actually pretty good. Ashley could have done this, or in theory could have done it. She stopped when she was 10, but
damn.
Yeah.
Things I never knew. Crazy.
Yeah, that was before I knew you. That was when I lived in California. Right when we moved here and I started racing bandos, that's when Ashley quit. She didn't transition to bandos.
Dude, I feel like Ashley would have been the one to be good since she does all the equestrian shit.
Right.
Yeah, both of them do it though.
Huh.
Savannah's still doing it, riding. Ashley works at office job, but
well, yeah, every time I see her on Instagram, she's in Switzerland or something. I'm like, how the hell?
Yeah, Savannah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's living in Italy right now.
That's badass, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, my racing background is I started a little later than probably most people do. I feel like, most racing kids that I knew started from anywhere from 5 years old to 8 years old. I started when I was 10, and I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, right? So I was always around racing. And of course, my dad is a pit road reporter, so I always would see him on the broadcast and see the NASCAR stuff. And it never really I didn't watch a ton of racing growing up, to be honest. I watched Formula One first, and then I started picking up NASCAR a little bit later. But really, I got into it for fun, right? It was kind of just a hobby for me to do during the summer and the winter when school wasn't happening. And then I started kind of getting decent at it around 15 years old, started taking it a little more seriously and started doing a little bit better. And it kind of just snowballed from there. So then I went to Legends Cars at 16, did that for 2 years, won the national championship race in Atlanta, then moved on to late model stocks at 18, ended up winning the short track nationals at Bristol in 2017, as well as the UNOH battle at the beach. the Myrtle Beach 400 in 2015. So that was a pretty big achievement for me at the time. And then found a sponsor in 2016. Went racing ARCA, won my first race. Then did a couple of seasons of trucks and then Xfinity. And obviously everybody knows the story there. Won with RCR and been trying to do it ever since.
Well, so I started the latest, and I started racing at 17. I actually started racing on the internet when I was like 13, 14. A lot of the same people that kind of do the iRacing World Championship kind of thing. I would race with them when I was a kid. And through them, I started learning out how to race in the area because none of my parents really like knew or cared about racing at all. They kind of just told me to go play baseball or do anything else. And ended up racing go-karts at Homestead Miami Speedway, and I won a decent amount. And from then, I kind of put in front of my dad, like, hey, I kind of want to do this because I'm good at it, I feel. So we went half and half on a car and raced Spec Miata for about 5 years. And until I was like, well, I have no more money for this. So I have two options, either move to North Carolina to try to like be a mechanic and figure it out, or just like run Miatas for the rest of my life. So I decided to move to North Carolina when I was like 21 and kind of been here ever since. Met the right people and got to make my first ARCA start in 2021, thanks to a lot of good people that I met. And from then on, it kind of just snowballed into running part-time in trucks and Xfinity and learning all the other business-related things, even though like it's weird that I went from a go-kart to a Spec Miata to a full-blown stock car in like 5 years.
Gotta be honest, I did not realize you, Brad, and Myatt were as old as y'all are. I thought you were like 25 max, and I'm like getting all my stuff together for like, and then I look up, Myatt Snider is 29 years old, and I'm like, huh? But you don't look it.
Yeah, we try and keep that secret here. I'm blessed with the young face, but yeah, I've been around the sport for a while.
All right.
You're almost to a prime race car driver age, Myatt.
Oh boy, don't say that.
Time to go cup racing, Mike.
I'm almost hitting the dreaded 3-0, so it's that's scary.
I mean, prime race car driver is like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
So
Like Truex didn't win it until he was like 36 or something.
Yeah.
That's true.
So was NASCAR always the end goal for you three? Or
It was my goal. There's
For me,
there's a time I wanted to run rallycross, but that was never like realistic.
For me, like I said, I watched Formula One first, right? I always thought it was the coolest thing ever. And luckily, my dad being who he is, he could ask certain people who actually had an idea of how to get there. And they're like, well, you really got to be in like a factory go-kart ride by the time you're like 12 if you want any shot at it. And that was like 2 years into my racing career at that point, and I wasn't really like doing anything with it. Like I was just kind of just having fun with it. And so he was like, if you want to do this, like seriously, you probably just want to stick with stock cars. I'm like, okay. And so that's kind of was my turning point when I started watching NASCAR a little bit more.
For me, I did not think that I was ever going to race anything, so I did not necessarily have a goal. It was kind of like race as much as I can and not have to pay for it. I'm pretty sure if I had the money, like enough money to race Miatas all the time, I probably would have never raced in NASCAR. The only reason why I kind of did it is because it's probably the only place you can really run and not have to pay for your own racing, like of anything, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, when I was like 16, I went and ran trucks. That was because it was so much easier to find money. Like we ran like super late models, and it costed the exact same amount. And I had Bojangles at the time, and they had like no interest in doing it. They only wanted to do trucks.
Let's move on to some more like little fun questions. I need to know your favorite and least favorite tracks to run.
Oh, jeez.
This is an easy one for me. My favorite track in the world is Sonoma Raceway. I love it, and I'd love to drive there all the time. The worst track in the world is Milwaukee. I wish it was burnt to the ground. Yeah.
For me, this is a pretty obvious answer, but Homestead Miami Speedway has always been, kind of the pinnacle of racetracks for me, just because, it combines kind of everything that I think is, what makes a good race and a good race car driver, right? Like it's tire wear, it's knowing the aerodynamics of a race car, it's guts. It takes everything to kind of run there. And it rewards a smooth driver, right? Like if you're smooth, you're going to be good at Homestead. So the place that I dislike the most, just because it's never been kind to me and I've never really had like a feel for it, is Dover. Like I don't mind running on there. I just just the way that I feel a race car and the way that I drive, I've never been able to like tell, okay, do I have more grip? Can I go harder? Like it's just always been like a question mark for me. I go there and I drive in the corner. I'm like, I have no idea if I can go any faster. If I try and go faster, it feels like I'm just slipping and sliding and I'm not going anywhere. And so it's always been frustrating for me, but it's still a fun racetrack.
Martinsville's my favorite. I agree. Homestead's really freaking cool. There's a lot of really cool NASCAR tracks. Like all of them have like their perks. But my least favorite track has got to be Langley Speedway, which thankfully NASCAR doesn't go there. But I do have the track record there. But I hate it. That place, me and that place don't get along at all. But somehow I have a track record there.
All right. So, who was your favorite driver growing up, and have you been able to meet them? If they're still, because obviously, like Dale Senior, is.
I wasn't alive.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like.
Well, okay. My favorite was Robbie Gordon. I think he's badass. And he's super cool. I never like formally met him, but I met him at a gas station one time in Huntersville for like a minute, and I think I just kind of went, "Hey, Robbie," and he's like, "What's up?" And then we kind of just went out our own ways. I went to his shop one time because one of our crew chiefs used to crew chief for him when he had his own team, Frankie Kerr, and I got to see a bunch of cool shit. Other than that, I literally have not spoken to this man for more than like 2 minutes.
For me, it was Matt Kenseth. So I always liked his driving style. He was kind of just smooth and consistent, and just did his own thing. And funny enough, I actually worked on his race cars when I was in high school. I worked at Joe Gibbs Racing from the time I was 16 to the time I was 20. And roughly 3 of those years was working on the 20 car, doing teardown and building the car. So it was really cool. Had a lot of respect for him, and it was really cool last year to kind of make it come full circle and work with Jason Ratcliffe when I was on the 19.
I didn't know you worked at Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Ratcliffe crew chiefed you. That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like the greatest Xfinity crew chief of all time.
Yeah.
I was really, really determined when I was running with him to win at Martinsville. Like I put so much effort into that race because he told me like the week of when I was doing my prep, he was like, "I've never won at Martinsville and I hate this place." And I'm like, "I'm going to make you love this place." Even though he's obviously ran good there. He just has never had the luck. Right. And so we were like actually contending that race, which was cool, and then got wrecked obviously later in the race, but it was still cool, and he never broke the streak. But yeah, it was cool to work with him.
That was cool. I worked at JRM. That was cool. Worked on Barry's late model. But my favorite driver was Keselowski, and I spent a lot of time with Brad Keselowski actually. He went to my first Bandolero test, and then I like won my first championship I ever won. We went and got pizza, and he was on a date with a girl at the same pizza place. And like I showed him the trophy and stuff. I have pictures of it. And then his brother crew chief me in trucks for a year. So yeah, I got I got to know him pretty well. I used to go up to his shop and run on his simulator um when his brother was my crew chief. So Brad's really cool.
Cool. All right. What is your favorite rain delay activity?
Video games.
I'm pretty sure we've all played video games together in the hauler during a rain delay. Like all
Yeah.
three of us. The actual same
yeah.
video game.
Okay, that goes into another question I have. What is your favorite video game besides iRacing?
Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
I don't even know.
I took away his one option.
Well, no, I don't even play iRacing, so that's not even like I just don't know. I played a lot of the college football game.
Okay.
I play a lot of football games. I think that's like my main deal. I play a lot of football games.
I've been playing a lot of Minecraft lately, but probably all time. Probably Battlefield 1.
Alrighty. Do you guys have any pre-race rituals? Like, do you have like a song that gets you hyped up like for a race that you listen to every time, or?
My ritual is that I try to just shut up for 30 minutes until I have to talk to everybody.
That's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty random, like how accessible NASCAR drivers are. Like the conversations I've had and then gone like fucking 150 miles an hour, like 2 minutes later is ridiculous. Like I've literally I remember Richmond, like we were talking about like the setup for the car the next week, and then like a minute later we were doing pace laps. That's weird.
Yeah, I
For
think
me-
this weekend at Homestead, I'm pretty sure like before I hopped in, somebody asked me like, "Oh, like is this track hard?" And then like I'm just contemplating not hitting the wall about 12 times. That I literally 10 minutes later I hit the wall. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a similar thing to Brad. I just kind of try and close the door to the lounge and just chill out for a few minutes so I can kind of gather my thoughts, because I do a lot whenever I do any race to try and prepare, and so I go over that and just try and kind of let my mind calm down, because there's a ton of thoughts swirling in my head about how to best approach the day and all that stuff. So yeah, I just try and chill out and isolate myself for a little bit.
I'm usually wide open until I get in the car, and then I just like shut down. Like when they give the command, it's like 3 minutes until you actually roll. So I just shut the car off and like close my eyes and chill out. That's when I like start to think.
Okay. Actually, Dawson said that you guys are pretty accessible, like for fans. What is the weirdest interaction that you've had?
There's a lot.
Yeah. I feel like there's like at least like 2 or 3 weird interactions per weekend.
I agree.
Yeah,
it just depends.
I can name 2. When I drove for KBM in 2017, and so they would hold a fan day every year where they would just invite all kinds of Kyle Busch fans. And there was one group of fans, not group of fans, it was 2 fans. I think there were a couple. They came around and they asked every single driver and Kyle to sign rubber duckies. So that was something. And then I did a sponsor event one time when I was sponsored by a different tax prep company back in, I think, 2018. This was in Virginia Beach, and we had a show car there. And a guy, big dude, he's probably like 6'5", like 400 pounds. And he has this I can't even describe the difference between him and his wife. She's probably 90 pounds soaking wet. But she gets in the car to try and like see what it's like, and she's like, "Oh, this is so cool." and then he gets her out, and then like, I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, he just how do I say this appropriately?
I'm just glad it was a show car.
Yeah.
Did he attempt
he
to get in the car? Is that
no,
where this is going?
he helped her out. He helped her out, and then acted like it was a big struggle, even though this dude was huge. And then he acted like something else was a struggle afterwards, and that's all I'll say. So, yeah. Yeah, he leaned back and forth a few times and just made some noises, and we were all just like, okay.
Oh, at a fan event, at like a sponsor.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I went to automotive school in high school, and we put a bigger kid in. We had like a pit stop car because like one of the things they taught was pit stops because they wanted kids to go to NTI or Uno, and the kid got stuck in it. So I thought that's where that was going. He made it in, but he didn't make it out, and
What they do? Have to get the jaws of life out?
no, we eventually got him out, but he like couldn't make it out. He had to go out the right side of the car. It was like a cutaway car, so the other side was just bars. He eventually made it out, but he like I have a video of it somewhere, but he like went through the windshield basically to make it out.
All right.
I
So-
don't remember anything, so
Okay.
I'm gonna have to pass.
I can't
Valid.
confirm. Brad does not have a memory.
I don't.
Fair. I'm just like that. I can't remember what happened yesterday. Plus I've also been up since like 3:30 this morning. But so if you could choose your teammate, past or present, who would you pick?
Dawson Cram.
Yeah, Myatt Snider. It's my teammate right there.
Yeah,
You
I
just
figured
left
Dawson
Brad
Cram.
out.
Well, he's not my teammate this weekend. Myatt is.
That's true. They are teammates
Oh,
this week.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fair.
I pick Ryan Ellis. I just love Ryan Ellis.
Oh my gosh,
That's a good choice.
did you see the boy band photo? I'll have to send it to you. That I took of you, Ryan and Brennan at Charlotte. The one
Nice.
well, I shared it to my story, but not like the actual photo. That one is just a picture of my screen and it looks really bad. Anyway, oh my gosh, wait, my this or that. Okay. I feel like this will be quick. Do you want to win the Daytona 500 or the championship?
Championship.
Yeah, I think any driver would choose a championship.
500. I'm from Florida. It's different.
Don't ask Derek Cope. Like
Fair.
he's.
I don't give a damn about Derek Cope. I'm from Florida.
All right. Day race or night race?
Night race.
Night
Yeah.
race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oval or road course?
Oval.
Ooh.
I'm looking at you,
course.
Brad.
Right. I have like the obvious answer.
Yeah, I figured Brad would say road course. Oh man.
Street course.
You know, I've never driven a street course, so yeah, no, I
Really?
haven't driven a street. No.
You
I haven't
probably
known-
have like
I
the
haven't known
most
Chicago
road course
yet.
starts of like all of us. That's
Okay.
shocking.
So
Yeah,
su-
no.
Oh.
Oval.
Okay. All right. Super speedway or short track?
Short track.
Short track.
I think all super speedway should be demolished except for Daytona.
Yeah, it's a little bit Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that and then I'm gonna like win one. It'd be like
Yeah, speedways are, they're more just mental chess than anything, and
Yeah.
they're not as big of like an equalizer as they used to be. So I feel like, honestly, a driver outside of, big equipment differences, I feel like a driver can make a bigger difference at a short track nowadays.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it seems like the road courses like the drivers make like the biggest like Connor Zilic is like the biggest example. Like that could just like
100%.
demolish the field.
Or even SVG. Like the calling
Yeah.
cards aren't even that good anymore. And like
Yeah.
SVG is making it look easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Halloween or Christmas?
Christmas.
Yeah, I'm a Mary Chrysler guy.
I hate Christmas. I love Halloween.
Yes.
The Grinch.
I literally would rather not be here.
I don't hate Christmas.
Why can't we
but
do
Halloween-
both?
Fair.
What's that movie? The Nightmare Before Halloween.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yeah, that.
brother.
We need to get you educated, Dawson.
Okay.
I was halfway
last-
there. I had the
Zero
idea.
culture.
All right. Last one. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coke.
Was that a unanimous? Oh,
I
sorry.
don't have an answer,
Only one sponsors NASCAR still.
and none of them sponsor me. So there you go.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like the ones that come from Mexico where they have cane sugar in them. So, and I don't know that Pepsi has that.
Fair. Okay. All right. So now we got to do our picks. So we go. Do you guys trucks? We're gonna pick for trucks first.
Are they going to Martinsville?
They are.
Yeah, they are. They're running the last. They're in the last 3.
Oh damn!
I don't know who's like an easy truck pick.
I just realized I got to text
Heim?
Tyler. I thought we were off.
Yeah, I was gonna say Corey Heim, probably.
Yeah.
Christian Eckes.
Yeah, I don't want to say
Oh, yeah.
Corey.
God,
Yeah.
I wanna be-
They've been lights out on the short
And he's
tracks. this
cracked
year.
on
I'm gonna
short
say Lane Riggs.
He's also cracked lately,
Yeah, I mean he won Milwaukee and like it.
and it wasn't
Yeah.
even fair.
Yeah, he freaking demolished them. And he about won this weekend too, didn't he? He was really
He ran
fast
out
this
of
weekend.
gas.
Yeah,
think.
and then Grant's been on a tear.
Yeah, it's probably the hardest to predict, in my opinion.
Like I was watching Grant and I was like, there's no way that they brought him a good truck because surely they're focused on Phoenix, and then he won the race. So
Okay. So do we have a?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Heim.
the long shot,
Mhm.
Jake
Long
Garcia.
shot? I was gonna say Ben Rhodes.
But he's good. Jake Garcia's
also-
good too.
He's not in
He's
the
won
playoffs.
races.
Ben Rhodes isn't even in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he's won races. He's probably won Martinsville before.
Okay, so is there a rule? It's like you just can't pick anybody who's won.
No, but they're saying long shot. I feel like
I mean,
someone
well,
that
it
Ben
doesn't-
Rhodes is a
it
long
doesn't-
shot right now.
It doesn't necessarily have to be like an actual long shot, but
I mean, I don't know. I think nobody's expecting Ben Rhodes to win, and ThorSport's really good at cheating on short tracks. So I think he can win.
Do you remember when they had the tire like deflating thing at Richmond?
What do you mean? Remember?
True, but when they got caught,
Exactly.
okay. I just want to make note that like my actual pick, winner Connor Zillich. I'm gonna go a long shot Taylor Gray.
Connor's in the race.
Yes.
Oh,
he
Norm
is.
Benning's in the race. Norm's gonna win it.
Ah!
Norm
Brett
Benning-
Moffitt is in the
Norm
race.
Benning is gonna DNQ.
Brett Moffitt's in the race for Hedinger Racing.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah, that's the remnants of.
Well,
Brett
I knew
Holmes
that,
racing.
but I didn't know that they were running this race. Who's Clayton Green?
Yeah, I'll go with Brett for a long shot.
I
Dude,
think Brett could probably win. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
feel like Matt Gold is gonna run really good.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to watch this back and like try to decide.
He's like the third string niece truck.
for the.
I know, but his dad gets to work on his truck. Like he had a really good truck in Milwaukee and was down a cylinder.
That probably played into his advantage at Milwaukee of all places.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
But
I need traction control.
yeah, Brett Moffitt might like actually do pretty well in that Hedinger truck.
I could see
What-
him winning.
Why did they make it the number 4? Why not just leave it? Or make it this? What number do they run in ARCA
32.
at Hedinger?
No, the
Hedinger doesn't run ARCA.
Holmes.
Yeah, they do.
Holmes was 32.
No, Hedinger ran ARCA once at Bristol and they wrecked
No,
on
but
lap 5.
they own a car and what's his name drove it?
Who?
Dawson Sutton.
Yeah, they ran Bristol and they wrecked on lap 5.
Oh, what number was it?
71.
Oh, that's Raja.
It's extremely random.
Okay, so Xfinity, again, you can't choose yourself.
Well, I'm not in the race, so that's easy. I gotta look
I'm
up
gonna
the entry list. I
say.
forgot.
Yeah,
who
I'm
he
looking
was.
at
I'm
the
gonna
entry
say
list
Chandler
too.
Smith for my main pick and Clearman for my long shot.
Okay.
Chandler was really good there earlier this year, and he like was being a little
Please,
like he.
can I get a Brandon Jones, please? He has been.
Brandon's really good there.
He is good there. That's like the one track he's good at, other than Kansas.
Yeah, I want to say.
My long shot's Bubba Pollard.
In Sam Hunt's car.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Speak it into existence.
Eric Almirillo is my pick.
Sheldon Creed is my pick.
Yo,
I'm gonna say it.
that'd be cool.
Finally?
Revenge tour.
That'd be
Nah,
cool.
I like Riley, but he sucks at short tracks.
I think
I
she
have
said
a,
finally.
Unpopular opinion, but I think Bubba Pollard is a phenomenal racer, but he is a super guy. He is not an Xfinity guy. Every time I've seen him get into an Xfinity car, he's just been there.
He was okay in the junior car at Richmond, though.
He punted
Okay,
me on like
yeah.
lap 5.
But like even when he did the late model race here at like the late stock race at Martinsville, he was just okay.
Yeah.
Like I think he's a phenomenal racer, but I think, he's a super guy.
I gotta say it's Eric Almirillo. And my long shot's gonna be. Oh, I had it in my mind. I forgot. Oh, William Swallage.
Can I go like a real long shot, Mason Maggio.
In Joey Gase's car?
I mean, if Mason could stay on the lead lap for more than about 50
That's
laps
a
in
win.
that car, that's a win.
Yeah.
I like
Hell, if he can finish less than 3 laps down, I call that a win.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to be mean, but I had no brakes there in the spring, and I was out running both of Joey's cars.
So we'll see.
As a former Joey Gase driver, I agree.
It's just hard because, everything happens so fast at Martinsville, and the gap between the really good cars and the back of the field is very large. More
Yeah,
so
it's
than most
ridiculous.
tracks.
It's insane.
Yeah. Like I ran a truck race there, and like we almost got lapped in stage 1, and then like stage 3 we were running top 10. Like it's just like you cannot mess around at all. Like
Yeah.
you just cannot mess around.
Dude, the only truck race that I ran there, we were really good in stage 1, and then the moment we put dry tires on, I was like straight up like probably like 2/10 off every lap, and I got lapped in
Yeah,
like
like
probably 5 minutes.
yeah, it's crazy. Like the field is so close, and yet like it's such a small track that when you take the green, you're like, if you're in the back, you're like half a track behind the leaders. Like they only have to go like a quarter mile to catch you.
Yeah, if you're taking the green in like 30 seconds, the leaders are taking like you're entering 3 as the leaders are crossing the start finish line. So you're already at a disadvantage. Like you're already a quarter of a lap down to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bristol's even worse.
Yeah.
All right. For the Cup Series, I think it's a general
I gotta look it up
consensus
again.
from the girls that we need a Ryan Blaney.
Ross Chastain's gonna win it again. He's gonna do the thing.
I was there for that race. I was actually, funny enough, sitting on Ryan Blaney's pit box, and all of a sudden I just see this red flash coming through 3 and 4, and it like literally took me a second to comprehend what just happened.
Bro, it literally happened in front of us when we were there. We were like, well.
Do you
okay.
think
Who won in
if-
the spring?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I feel like Alex Bowman like just randomly win there too. He's really good there too.
That's literally my winner.
Alex Bowman.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Dude, Todd,
Father.
the Big Gilly.
Josh Berry is cracked there too.
Yeah, but no, they suck though.
Yeah,
the
I thought he
fourth
was gonna.
suck.
I think his best shot was Daytona, and like I think he would have won it if he didn't flip.
Yeah, they finished 11th last week.
Really?
Dude, I was on the plane and Jarrett comes up to me and he goes, "Yeah, man, we finished 11th." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, man, that's our first top 20 since Talladega or something." I was like, "What?"
See, I'm an Austin centric fan, so Daytona really hurt me.
Check this out. Ryan Preece 10th, Josh Berry 11th, Chase Briscoe 12th. Wow.
Yo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my main pick will be Seabell because he always finds a way to clutch up in these situations.
He's pretty good.
And I'm gonna say dark horse Chase Elliott because he's really
Christopher
good.
Bell
He's
is a
really good at
Toyota
Martinsville.
robot. Like they made him in a lab to be a TRD driver.
Yeah.
Christopher reminds me a lot of Matt Kenseth. Like he just does his thing, consistent, fast. The only difference is he's actually he's good at qualifying.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I feel like the 24 is going to be really fast.
The
Just ungodly.
Byron.
Yeah.
Hendrick's always been kind of cracked at Martinsville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to make it look insanely easy at one part of the race.
Wasn't that their first one ever as an organization? Was Martinsville?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why the thing happened last year with all the red people.
I think it was 87 they won.
Yeah.
And then,
The script was scripting last year.
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna go Ryan Preece for my long shot.
I think he qualified in the top 10 last year, did he not?
I don't know.
Dude, when I worked for Gase, we were watching qualifying, and I swear he was like provisional pole at one point. Like we saw it.
Did Priest run the mod race on
He
Saturday?
did. No. He did like last year. I remember like he ran both. I don't know if he did this time. Wait, he couldn't have because he was in Homestead.
They have planes.
No, but
I thought there was
They're going out of
something on,
business, he ain't
a
going.
Thursday or something that he ran.
Well,
No,
the mod race
modified
used
race
to
was
be on a
Saturday night.
Thursday.
Yeah, it
But
used
this
to be
year
on
is
Thursday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
then-
Corey LaJoy won it once.
Yeah.
Newman used to run it a bunch.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to decipher all this and editing, but okay, one final we gotta pick for the what do you call it? For Brazilian Grand Prix? What do they? I don't know what they call it, but they're in Brazil. They're in Sao Paulo this weekend for Formula 1.
What, F1?
Yes. So, like I said, we exclude Max. We do a winner and long shot that translates to second and third on the podium.
Lando win, Leclerc second, Sainz third.
You think Norris is going to win?
Yeah. It's in the best car right now.
Yeah. The McLaren is pretty good.
See, like,
Why can't we give Oscar Piastri a win?
We got him a win.
Let's give him another one.
Well, it was
And
literally
then-
that one was literally given to him, like straight up.
And then the entire field's going to wreck, and Kevin Magnussen is
K-Mag!
Dude, if the whole field wrecked, Kevin Magnussen couldn't keep it on the fucking racetrack.
Actually,
But he has a pole
Oh,
and a
there's-
Haas car.
there's my Haas poster. I bet K-Mag and Nico.
Someone's gonna get a stomach ache. They're gonna put Pietro Fittipaldi in the car, and he's gonna win.
No, I would love that. That would be sick.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Dude, I love Pietro. That's Hickory Motor Speedway track champion, Pietro, to you.
That is. I was
Where
supposed
real
to
racers come
get
from.
lunch with him.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go with Carlos Sainz and Yuki Tsunoda for my dark horse pick.
Okay.
Yuki is not winning.
Bro,
but
No,
would
probably.
pick-
He
I
is
would
not
pick
winning.
Liam Lawson out of those two.
Yeah, Liam's kind of cracked.
Yuki Tsunoda is not winning.
Probably
Yeah.
not. But
Dude,
it's
I
more-
would.
it's
I
more
think
fun to
Cola
pick him.
Pinto is gonna fucking be better than him.
He's gonna like get a podium, be content with that as his career, and then he's gonna open his restaurant.
Yeah. Well, it seems like he's never gonna get that Red Bull seat, so. But okay, I'm gonna
Dude,
go.
Honda's gonna start a factory WEC GTP team, and Yuki's gonna be the primary driver.
Myatt, where'd you finish at Martinsville earlier this year?
19th.
Oh, nice.
Oh wait, we got you in the podcast there too. I think was that earlier this year, or was that
Who?
that
Me?
last year? I was asking. Yeah, I was asking the girls. We have you in one of our vlog style podcasts with the little tiny microphone.
I do remember that now. I thought you were saying on the podcast. I was like, no, I haven't been on this podcast before, but definitely have done the tiny mic thing before.
Yeah, we do vlog styles like episodes like when all three of us are together because Lakota lives in Kansas, I'm in South Carolina, and then Molly's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So, but okay, I'm gonna
this
go.
year?
I don't know. I know it was a Martinsville race though. Okay, but I'm
I
gonna
do
go
know.
Lando, and we'll do a Fernando Alonso. We'll try that. Hopefully.
Fernando's good.
I don't know. He had to retire the car this past race. I don't know what happened. But I got to meet like their social media people because they were at Charlotte with Jessica Hawkins. So now, I'm not really the biggest fan of McLaren at the moment because of their there's no number one driver between the two of them. I'm like, bro, just help Lando win the championship. So maybe I become an Aston Martin fan instead. Okay. Brad, did you did your F1? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's been all right. So, okay. Thank you guys. Now, I know Myatt knows about the diecast. Brad, did you remember?
Oh, I can get it.
Okay. Dawson,
What do I need?
Do you have a diecast?
Hold on, I'll be right back. Just give me 2
Oh,
minutes.
They were running off.
oh, dude, this one's even better.
I also have an airplane if we want.
No,
Well,
this
it's gotta be a
this-
race car.
is my
Ah.
Richmond car, and that is the bumper.
Oh my!
got-
No! Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! We actually we talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah, I got the bumper and the car.
That's funny.
Yeah, and it's raced version, so it has the scuff and everything on it.
That's so cool.
Oh, JK.
Okay.
There we go.
Alright, is it supposed to be a diecast of us?
I mean, it's
Oh.
okay. Whatever car truck
There's
you got.
I set my friends on fire diecast of myself.
Wait, as in the band?
Yeah, they sponsored me at Sonoma in
That's-
2022.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it says for the lols on the back.
That's funny. Okay, so we do this outro every single podcast, and we're about to teach it to you guys. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. However you enjoyed this lovely podcast, this has been the 35th episode of the Trackside Girls podcast, season 2. Let's do this outro. So it goes peace, love, and race cars.
Oh shit.
No.
Neon.
See, there you go. Not even what initiate? What is that? Initiation, basically, into the Trackside Girls. So
Ooh, he has a plane.
Oh, yo.
That's so my.
Brad, do you want to see my signed Robbie Gordon diecast?
but
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I gotta go.
Yes. Thank
Peace.
you. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much for
having me.
coming on. But bye.
Bye, Myatt.
Bye, friends.
Bye, Myatt.
See you at the Marty Mobile.
Yes, sir.
He's not
No,
going
at
to
your
the
house.
party? Yeah.